Good afternoon. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first NAGDA webinar of 2016. We're so glad you joined us today. Before we get started with the presentation, we want to let you know about a few housekeeping items. First, please remain muted throughout the call so the presentation isn't interrupted. At the end of the presentation, there will be a question and answer period. Throughout the call, you may submit questions through your web console. Simply locate the question and answer panel on the bottom right side of your screen. You can type your question in the open area and click Send to submit. The PowerPoint presentation for today's webinar has been posted to the NAGDA website. If you want to have a hard copy of the PowerPoint in front of you as we go along and haven't downloaded it yet, you can access it on the NAGDA homepage at www.nagda.org and follow the link in the News and Events section located in the middle of the homepage. NAGDA couldn't offer our 2016 webinars without the financial support of our industry. Those sponsors include AXA, Empower, ICMA-RC, Lincoln Financial Group, Mass Mutual, Prudential, TIAA, VALIC, Voya, the Siegel Group, and Wellington Management. We're grateful for the support of these industry sponsors. Now, on to the presentation. We have two individuals with us today to discuss the new NAGDA benchmarking service, Keith Overly and Steve Kretzer. I'll turn it over first to Keith to introduce himself and then on to Steve.
Hello, I'm Keith Overly, the Executive Director for Ohio Deferred Compensation and a member of the NAGDA board. This benchmarking initiative will be a significant leap forward for NAGDA and its members. The board has been working diligently on this project for more than a year, so I want to thank all of the current board members for their work on the project, as well as Julie Clausen, the NAGDA staff, our consultant Jody DeCenzo, and Steve Kretzer and his staff from Industry Insights. In addition, we have a test group that was made up of 5 government members who reviewed the survey and provided incredibly helpful feedback. So we sincerely appreciate all of their time as well. Because this is an important ongoing part of NAGDA services and a valuable database for our industry, we branded the survey as Perspectives in Practice, as we hope that the survey data will provide members with new perspectives over time that will guide members in their continuing efforts to improve their plans and their participants' outcomes. NAGDA has a long history of surveying its membership. However, the board and staff realize that there's a need for an opportunity to improve the survey process and provide better, more meaningful data to its members. So why a new survey? For the reasons I mentioned, NAGDA made the benchmarking initiative a new strategic priority for its strategic plan. With the assistance of Industry Insights, which has experience and expertise in designing surveys, we've developed a more thoughtful, structured process and a survey tool that we believe will provide more accurate data and more useful data. Using the expertise of our team, the questions and terminology have been carefully scripted. The definitions and examples have been included to eliminate any potential ambiguities that should result in more apples-to-apples comparison of data. The survey was also vetted by a group of plan sponsors, as I mentioned, who agreed to volunteer their time to review the survey with fresh eyes and provide constructive comments and suggestions. Industry Insights will also provide online survey capabilities that will allow plan sponsors flexibility in responding to the survey, which Steve will discuss in more detail. Once the survey is completed and all the data has been vetted, an aggregate industry-wide report will be published. Plans that responded to the survey will receive their own peer report called a Plan Performance Report and will also be provided with the capability to log in and create their own customized reports online. For example, a plan might establish criteria for a customized report based on other single employer 457 plans with assets between $100 million and $500 million, whose participants have access to a defined benefit plan and are eligible for Social Security. So as you input your data, some data will result in automatic calculations that are intended to help you validate your data as you input it. Industry Insights will also have preset parameters that will allow it to determine any potential outliers for data received, in which case you might be contacted by Industry Insights to confirm the validity of your data. You'll provide your data by logging in with a unique username that's been emailed to you. You'll create your own password, which will allow you to log in and out as needed up until the survey deadline. All primary government members were sent a customized link yesterday. If you didn't receive it or if you need another one, please contact Tracy Tucker at NAGDA headquarters. The data received by Industry Insights will be maintained in a secure database, and your plans data will remain confidential, as Steve will explain in a few minutes. Although the survey data will be retained by Industry Insights, the database will remain the property of NAGDA, and it will continue to be accessible to members. Over time, plans will be able to observe trend data as well as compare their plans data to their peers. By developing this national platform and database, NAGDA will have aggregate data that will be a valuable resource to better understand the industry trends and to better serve and guide its members. The aggregate data will also support NAGDA's legislative efforts in Washington, D.C. We hope legislators, their staffs, and various federal departments and agencies will come to rely on perspectives and practice as a respected source of information regarding public D.C. plans, and to rely on the data when developing public policies and legislation. As you complete the survey, you'll see that NAGDA will be collecting lots of data regarding plan features, plan services, and related fees. The resulting data should enable plans to quickly compare their services and fees to their peers to determine the reasonableness of their fees. This type of information is becoming increasingly important as fees are becoming more transparent and plans are becoming more aware of the need to assess the reasonableness of those fees. The survey will also provide data on various participant outcomes for your plan and your peers' plans. We hope this data will enable plans to compare their experience with other plans and assess their experience over time to improve outcomes. Only NAGDA members will be able to complete the survey in the first year. A report of the aggregate data will be published by NAGDA, similar to past surveys. As previously mentioned, NAGDA government members who complete the survey will receive individual plan performance reports compared to their peers and will also receive access to an online portal to develop custom reports at no cost. Government members who did not respond to the survey will receive access to an online portal for $50. While they can create custom reports of data from other plans, the reports will obviously not have data for their own plan in this case. NAGDA Diamond level industry members will receive access to the online portal at no additional cost, and all other industry members will receive access to the online portal for $500. Government non-members who want access to the portal can pay a $300 fee and will be provided a NAGDA membership too. Industry non-members will be required to pay a $2,000 fee for access and will also receive a membership. A chart showing the various reports and fees is available at the NAGDA website. To view, go to the NAGDA homepage, go to the Publications link, and select Benchmarking from the drop-down menu. Steve Kretzer from Industry Insights will continue the presentation as he discusses some technical aspects of the survey. Steve?
Hi, everyone. As Keith mentioned, I'm Steve Kretzer with Industry Insights, and I'll be overseeing the data collection and compilation for this project. Industry Insights has specialized in serving the survey research needs of trade and professional associations since 1980, and we're very pleased to be involved in this important project. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about the technical aspects of how the survey will work. For purposes of this survey, we're asking that you provide information based on your plan type. For those organizations that offer multiple plans, a separate survey should be completed for each plan. In cases where NAGDA has flagged your organization as having multiple plans, you've been sent separate emails with separate unique usernames for each plan. If you have multiple plans but did not receive multiple emails, please contact Tracy and we'll set up an additional survey account as needed. In a moment, I will show a slide and walk you through the survey login procedure, but first, here are a few points to keep in mind. The online survey is hosted by Industry Insights and is independent of the NAGDA website. To protect the confidentiality of your responses, all survey submissions will go directly to Industry Insights' secure server. You're not required to answer every question on the survey, but keep in mind that the more questions you answer, the more robust the industry data and your individual reports will be. You can enter and exit the survey as often as you like, and you can also share the survey link and your login credentials with others if you would like them to complete all or part of the online form. For example, if there are sections of the survey that need to be completed by your record keeper or a third-party administrator, simply forward the link and login credentials to the appropriate person. We do recommend that to protect your confidential data, you do not send the survey link, username, and password in the same message. At the end of the survey, you'll be given the opportunity to provide feedback to NAGDA regarding the survey, and you can always contact NAGDA directly to share your feedback as well. This slide shows the survey login page. Each survey participant was sent an email containing a link to this page. The first time you come to this page, you'll need to register your survey account by entering your assigned username and creating your own unique password. Once you successfully register your account, you will be sent to the contact information page. Here, some of your contact information will be pre-populated, and you'll tell us who should receive your reports and whom we should contact with questions about your data submissions. You only need to go through this registration process once, unless you are completing more than one form because you have more than one plan type. On subsequent visits to the survey site, you can simply log in using your assigned username and the password you created, so please keep that password in a safe place. This slide shows the survey's homepage. After updating the contact information page, you'll be taken here. This page details the survey instructions, contact information for NAGDA and Industry Insights in case you have questions or need assistance, and the summary of survey status table, which will be discussed in greater detail on the next slide. Please be sure to read these instructions before starting the survey. There are 9 main categories covered by the survey, and they're summarized on the home page in the summary of survey status table shown here. The categories are retirement plan environment and plan indicative data, eligibility, enrollment and contributions, investments, distributions and withdrawals, participant services and engagement, plan oversight, governance and strategic planning, plan document, fees, and final thoughts. As each section is completed, a checkbox will appear. Click this box to indicate you're finished entering data for this section. A green check mark will appear alongside it in the summary of survey status table. After all sections are complete, the print form and submit survey buttons will appear. Please remember to print a copy of your completed form for your records or save it as a PDF. This is a sample survey page, and there are several things to note here. First, the tabs across the top allow users to navigate to the various survey sections. Clicking one of these non-highlighted tabs will save your current page and take you to the selected section. Other ways to save your current data are to click on one of the 3 buttons at the bottom of the page or click Save and Log Out. It is very important that you do not exit a page without saving the page using one of these methods. If you do, your data for that page will be lost. Hovering over a green question mark will show a definition or helpful instruction for that item. Finally, as mentioned above, at the end of each survey section, there will be a checkbox to click, and this will indicate you are finished entering data for this section. The summary of survey status table is based on these checkboxes, so please be sure to click them as you complete each section. Throughout the survey, you will see data boxes that are shaded in gray as circled here. These are items that we have calculated for you based on your prior inputs. They are shown mainly as a check for you to confirm that what you have entered is reasonable and accurate. For example, that you haven't accidentally left off a number or miskeyed an entry. These fields are locked and can only be altered by changing one or more of the component figures. In addition to these gray auto-calculated boxes, error messages and warnings will pop up throughout the form in instances where an entry is outside of a set range, seems inconsistent, etc. In addition to these informed data checks, Industry Insights will also be vetting the data after submission and may follow up with respondents as necessary to clarify certain responses. If at any point during survey completion you have any questions, please feel free to contact Tracy Tucker at NAGDA. Tracy will either be able to answer the question for you or will contact Industry Insights if the questions deal with the technical aspects of the survey form. Now I'll turn things back over to Keith.
Thanks, Steve. In terms of the survey outcomes, as I mentioned earlier, all participants will receive an industry-wide aggregate report, a customized plan performance report. And these reports and tools will be housed in an online report portal that users can access using their survey login credentials. Over time, we'll be able to show trend data, which will enable members to improve their plan and participant outcomes. NAGDA has targeted the end of July to release the aggregate industry-wide report, and we hope to schedule another webinar to review the outcomes. The customized plan performance reports, or peer group reports, and the portal for the online custom reports are scheduled to be released at the end of August. At this time, I'll turn it over to Tracy.
Okay, thank you, Keith, and thank you, Steve. We appreciate both of your time today. At this time, I'd like to remind everyone that you may submit questions through your web console if you have any. Just simply locate the question and answer panel on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Type your question in the open area and click Send to Submit. Following today's webinar, a copy of the presentation and the Q&A that's received will be available on the NAGDA website, as well as a recording of today's webinar. If you have questions, please submit those in. We haven't received any yet, but we'll hold here and give everyone an opportunity if you'd like to submit a question. As Keith mentioned earlier, there is a section on the NAGDA website where you can learn more about the benchmarking service. If you go to the NAGDA website and click on Publications, you'll see a link there for the benchmarking, and just go there and you'll learn more about it, as well as the fee chart that Keith mentioned. So we have one question as far as our sample reports available to review. And so...
Well, we do have to serve the sample reports that we created initially for NAGDA, although the final reports, the content of those has not been determined yet. We've been working diligently on getting the survey content created up to this point, but once we do get further along in the survey process, we will have sample reports available that people can see.
Yeah, I think depending also on the type of data we get in, that will factor into what kind of executive summary data we do provide with that aggregate report.
Certainly in subsequent years after we get this first one under our belt, we will definitely have, obviously, samples that we can share in the future for sure.
Thank you. Other questions? So we'll continue to take questions today. Certainly, as you think of other questions as you move through the survey, we encourage everyone to reach out, get those questions answered. We'll also have a place at the end of the survey for you to be able to provide comments and feedback to us so that we can continue to make improvements as we go from year to year.
Yeah, please do take some time to provide any helpful or useful comments to us once you've completed the survey.
Another thing we plan to do as we move forward in the survey process is keep track of all the questions that people do have in order to create a frequently asked questions section. Of course, since the survey is new, we don't have a section yet, but we will keep track of those and create one as we go.
Well, I think those are all the questions that have come in. Please continue to think about those and submit those. If you haven't received the link or need another copy, for those of you who are government members, and in particular the government primary member who received the customized link, if you need that again, please reach out so that we can get that to you. The deadline for the survey is May 2nd, so we have 3 weeks, and encourage everyone to participate. Look forward to seeing your survey responses come in, and again, reach out with questions. As I mentioned before, as you complete the survey, there will be a place to provide feedback around the functionality of the tool as well as the data that we're collecting. Before we go here, it looks like there is one more question, and we certainly want to take all the questions that we can. The question is there a way to print out the entire survey in advance to review before responding?
Yes, there is. In the upper left-hand corner, after you log into the survey, you'll see in the upper left-hand corner, there'll be a picture, a little icon of a printer, and that contains a PDF of the survey instrument that you can print off for that very purpose, to use it to collect data and then come back to the online survey and enter the data there. One thing quickly I wanted to mention, the email did go out to everyone yesterday, so if you didn't get it, you might want to take a quick look in your spam filter to see if it might have ended up there.
Sure. Okay. Keith, Steve, either of you have anything final to add before we end the meeting today?
No, other than just, we really encourage all of you to complete the survey, certainly to the extent you can, and it's going to be very important not only for your own program, but our plan, but for all of NAGDA members and NAGDA as an organization. And so we really appreciate the time you've taken to learn about the new survey today, and also appreciate the work in completing the survey.
Yep. And please feel free to reach out to Tracy or Industry Insights if you have any questions. We'll be more than happy to help you with those, and we appreciate your time.
Great. Well, thank you, Steve. Thank you, Keith. Those two individuals, along with the board and a test group of NAGDA members, have done a tremendous amount of work getting ready for the launch, so we appreciate their time, as well as Keith and Steve's time today on the webinar. So thank you again. The recording will be available in a few days on the NAGDA website, and I hope everyone has a great week. Thank you.